Hey everybody, welcome back. This is import section 2, and in this video what I want to do is I want to show you how to make your own module. And to do that you need to have two files. So this is my main file, when I'm going to do my program, and this is the file I'm going to import. So right now it has nothing in it. We're going to put some stuff in it in just a minute. So you might be wondering why you'd even want to do this in the first place. Why do you care about having multiple modules? Why don't you just put everything in one file? Wouldn't that be easier? And yes, it would be easier if your program is really small. But if your program gets really big, then you have one file with, hundreds of pages and thousands of lines of code in it, and it becomes very difficult to search through for the things that you need. But if you make a module for all the different parts of the program, you can organize it in a much more meaningful way. So for example, if I'm creating a video game, I'll have one module that I run the program from, and then I might have multiple modules that do different things, such as control the keyboard, or draw to the screen, or control the mouse, or manage my character, or maybe have a module even for the character's inventory, or the module for the enemies and the maps, and all different modules for different parts of the game. And these modules let me, if I am trying to, fix my program, I go through the program looking for, an error. And I notice that the error is something to do with the character in the game. Maybe their inventory isn't complete. So I go to the inventory module and I look for what's making the inventory not work correctly. So I look through that and I find it. If I had it all in one file, it would mean I'd have to search through that entire file in order to find what I'm looking for. So making your program modular means to break it down into smaller pieces, meaningful pieces. Each module is going to do one thing. And in that module, the functions are all going to be related to that module's topic. So my advice to you is when you're programming, and even when you're doing smaller programs in the beginning stage, practice making your code modular. Make it so that later on you could take that module and maybe even reuse it in another project. So by doing that, you make your code much more reusable, and you're acting much more like a professional programmer. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some functions in here. They're not going to do anything really important. They're just going to say hi, goodbye, and maybe, I don't know, wish somebody happy birthday or something like that. Who knows? So let's go ahead and create some functions. So we're going to make the say hi function. I'm going to send in a name, and I'm going to print hi name. Then I'm going to say goodbye name, print goodbye name. Okay. Let's just stick with these for now. So I'm gonna come back here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just import my module. And you'll notice that the module is just the name of my file minus the .py. So you just write import my module. Then you can use my module like this. I'm gonna call this person Ted, and I run it and it says hi Ted, and I can run it and it will say Mary, hi Mary. Okay, so pretty cool. We also have now access to the goodbye module, and it will say goodbye Marie. Now, as I showed you before, you can also do from my module import say goodbye, and my module will no longer need that part there, and now I can run it like this. So you can import it as just the function. It depends on what you need it for, and it depends on kind of what style you like better. If you like always knowing that this function is attached to this module, then go back to the previous method. Go back and use this. That lets the person using the code, or maybe looking at your code or whatever they're doing with it, know that this function belongs to this module. If you go use this method, and they're looking through the code, they might think this belongs in the file and they'll search for it if they don't look up top first and see that you imported it from somewhere. But either way is perfectly okay. Both methods work just fine. Personally, I kind of like this one because I don't like writing a lot of code. It just makes it a little bit easier. And you can actually make this a little bit shorter. I'm going to show you one other thing. You can actually say this. Alright, so this as statement, this actually says, so from this module, import this function, but I want you to rename the function as SG. So let's say a function has a really long name. So maybe this is say goodbye from me, for I will always miss you. So for whatever reason, the person that wrote this module used really long names. I don't know why. Maybe they're a little crazy. But maybe they're also a genius programmer, and this module that you got from them is super useful. But you don't want to type this out every time. So you can actually simplify things by using the as. So you can say from import and then use the module, the function from the module, and then change its name to whatever you want it to be. Okay, so that's really about it for creating your own modules. It's really simple. You just need to make sure that this file and this file are in the same directory. Otherwise, you have to do something a little bit different to get them out. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments section or put them on the website, wherever you'd like. All right, see you soon.